What if I told you the biggest reason you're not productive isn't because you're lazy? It isn't because you don't wake up at 5 a.m. And it isn't because you don't have the perfect productivity app. Steve Jobs believed productivity wasn't about doing more, it was about eliminating everything that didn't matter. That philosophy helped transform Apple from a struggling company into one of the most valuable companies in history. Today, we're exploring the 5 productivity rules Steve Jobs actually lived by. These aren't internet myths or motivational cliches, they're principles backed by his career and speeches. Stay until the end, because the final rule changed not only Apple's future, but also the way Steve Jobs viewed life itself. The first rule is simple: learn to say no. When Steve Jobs returned to Apple in 1997, the company was close to collapse. Instead of launching more products, Jobs eliminated most of them and narrowed Apple's focus to just a handful of core products. It was a risky decision, but it saved the company. As Jobs later said, "People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. But that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas." Every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you're saying no to something that truly matters. Before you make tomorrow's to-do list, create a not-to-do list. Protect your attention because it's your most valuable asset. The second rule is simplicity. Steve Jobs said, "Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple." The original iPhone proved this philosophy. While competitors filled their phones with keyboards and buttons, Apple removed almost everything and relied on a single touchscreen. The same principle applies to your life. Every unnecessary notification, browser tab, or commitment adds mental clutter. The simpler your environment, the clearer your thinking becomes. The third rule is deep focus. Steve Jobs believed uninterrupted attention was a competitive advantage. Today, our attention is constantly pulled by emails, messages, and social media. Every interruption forces your brain to restart. Instead of jumping between tasks, dedicate 90 minutes to one important project with your phone on silent and every unnecessary tab closed. Deep work is where your best thinking happens. The fourth rule is to love what you do. After being fired from Apple in 1985, Jobs started Next, invested in Pixar, and eventually returned to Apple stronger than ever. In his Stanford speech, he said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." Loving your work doesn't mean every day is easy. It means having a purpose strong enough to keep moving forward when challenges appear. The fifth rule is remembering that time is limited. Every morning, Steve Jobs asked himself, "If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today?" He also reminded us, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." True productivity isn't about doing more. It's about making sure the things you spend your time on actually matter. Steve Jobs became successful because he became incredibly selective. He said no to distractions, embraced simplicity, protected deep focus, pursued meaningful work, and valued time above everything else. You don't need another productivity app or a complicated morning routine. You need clarity. Success isn't built by doing everything. It's built by doing the right things exceptionally well. Start today by eliminating one distraction, focusing on one important task, and remembering that every decision shapes your future.